Destroyer of Worlds by Dennis Sharpe. Narrated by Claire Coyle. Like almost every truly horrible thing that has ever happened in the history of our world, the end also began with a kiss. There was nothing now, only a dark, vast absence. An hour ago, there were stars and a sky. There was a planet revolving around a star people called the sun. An hour ago, there was life. For better or worse, there was a civilization. People laughed, cried, slept, and loved. Yesterday morning, David Adams had been just another out-of-work house painter doing odd jobs around his small hometown for enough money to keep his electricity on. Floating on the edge of society suited him well as he rotted in his personal failures. He had long ago given up on his dreams of being the next big discovery in the art world. In fact, nothing had brought the creative sparkle out in his dull blue eyes for almost 15 years. Then, he met her. She was sitting on the hood of his faded blue and rust Detroit Relic when he came out of the gas station. He stopped, gaze locked on her, packing his cigarettes for a small eternity before approaching her. Her dirty blonde hair framed her face like wild vines. She was slight and lovely, smelling lightly of vanilla. Exquisitely charming for a destroyer of worlds. She never told him her name, but he'd felt drawn to her nonetheless. Funny, he thought now, how sometimes we're attracted to the mysterious and dangerous, as though we have no self-preservation instinct. All of these things bounced around in his head like a pinball as he floated in the darkness. It occurred to him that he shouldn't be alive. Looking down, or what he guessed must be down, he couldn't tell if his body was damaged. It wasn't immediately apparent to him if he even still had a body outside of his conscious awareness. The terrible force he remembered on his body had passed, along with the deafening sound. The earth was gone. Now, all he was absolutely sure of was the blackness and a vaguely antiseptic smell. Why was he still alive? Was he even still alive? How long are you going to wait? Her familiar lilt seemed both amused and eager. Just the presence of the words took him aback. Was he actually hearing them? The voice was most definitely female, her voice. But was it in his mind, or was it actually spoken aloud? Panic jolted him. Confronted with thoughts he was in no way comfortable having, he asked, "Where am I?" "Nowhere," she answered calmly, as though she were telling him what he should already know. "What?" A shriek as much as a question. "Well, where do you want to be?" There was an invitation in her tone. Could he simply be out of his mind? I'm not sure I understand." "Right now, you're nowhere. But from here, you can go anywhere." "Where do you want to be?" Didn't everything just end? I mean, the world, everything, it all just, The words left the taste of old pennies in his mouth. "Yes." Her voice now carried all the impatience of a parent on a cross-country car trip. "You don't think this is the first time the world's ended, do you?" What? How? I mean, how did I get here?" "There is no here. You just are. We just are. Now stop asking questions and make a decision. Where?" Exasperated and overwhelmed, David said the only thing that he could reconcile comfortably in his mind. "I want to go home." He could swear he could hear the smile in her reply. "Why didn't you just say so?" David sat bolt upright on the green threadbare couch, startled awake by the blaring rhythmic bass of Tool coming from the oversized speakers on Destiny's home stereo. "So you're finally awake, huh?" A dream. It had only been a dream. The dirty room came into focus slowly. Reality seemed somehow less real than it had when he'd passed out on the couch. "You gonna get your ass off my couch? You're sweaty and you smell." Like the initial burn of a shot of whiskey, the vivid intensity of the dream ripped at his mind, but faded quickly as he noticed the room around him. "Sorry, Des. I guess I just had a few too many."